It's really just about not letting our feelings dictate our choices. It's very much like Superman, right?
James Gunn is having a moment in history right now. From Guardians of the Galaxy to single-handedly reviving DC, the guy simply cannot miss right now. But how does Gunn write so prolifically and so consistently? The shocking secret is actually his profound creative philosophy that allows him to overcome writer's block. And the craziest part of all is that it works perfectly for any kind of creative, but particularly producers. After I explain this, you'll never have beat block again, especially at the last part where we'll see Gunn dispel one of the biggest myths in creativity today. But before we get ahead of ourselves, shout out to the comment winners, comment below to be featured in the next video, sub to my second channel for branding lessons and funny reactions, and let's start by talking about how James Gunn's creative philosophy is really similar to the journey Superman has in this new movie. Superman is judged by the world, he judges himself, and these judgments cause feelings that overwhelm him. But Clark overcomes by choosing to be defined by his actions and not his feelings or judgments, whether external or internal. And I think Gunn communicated that message in the movie on purpose. I believe it's an ideology that's pivotal to productive creativity. The key is not letting your self-judgments and the feelings that arise from them dictate your actions.
People ask me all the time about writer's block. I'm like, I don't know if the writer's block is a real thing or not, but what I know is I have moments where I'm judging myself so harshly that it's difficult to feel good about what I'm writing. But my job as a writer isn't to feel good. My job is to write. So when I'm writing, I'm just sitting down and I'm taking those next moments and doing that thing. And if I'm writing crap, write crap. That's okay. That's my job too, because eventually you work through all of that and you get to something magical. And sometimes I get to the end of something and I was like, oh, I thought that was horrible the whole time I was writing it. And then I read it and it's pretty good. And other times I feel great about something and I read it and I go, I don't know if that's as good as I thought it was. It's really just about not letting our feelings dictate our choices. It's very much like Superman, right? I mean, that's really part of what this movie's about. It's like, it's our choices who make us who we are.
Yeah, I needed to hear that.
Don't get encumbered by not feeling good about what you make because it doesn't matter. And in fact, I made a post on Threads about this that goes, behind every good producer are thousands of trash beats you never heard. And I feel like people resonate with this because they know that on a deep level, it's true. And interestingly enough, one of my most successful beats is one that I didn't really think too much of at first, but then ended up earning me over $50,000 and counting. You can learn more about that in this video here, which you can find linked in the description below. But here's the point. Choose to create, bro, regardless of how you feel. But that's the thing, right? Because you've got to choose. No one can make the decision for you, and you can choose to not create even after hearing Gunn's philosophy. In fact, that's what someone did on Threads after seeing the video I just showed you. After someone replied with a quote from Terry Pratchett that supported Gunn's philosophy, "There's no such thing as writer's block. That was invented by people in California who couldn't write." Another person chimed in saying, "This quote is wrong and all of the best writers in the world have experienced writer's block." While I think it's kind of funny that this person later deleted their reply after getting ratioed by Gunn himself, which we'll get to in a second, I believe their response illustrates a profound point, and that's that it is all about choice. You can justify the choice to not create by blaming writer's block, or you can just create. The beauty of it all is that at the end of the day, it's your choice. And no matter what, you've got to live with the consequences of that choice, whether negative or positive. And to an extent, your mindset on the matter is determined by your environment. So if you want to be surrounded by producers who choose to create daily, connect with us in my Discord server. There's an invite link for you in the description below. But now we get to the most interesting part of all of this, because a lot of people think it's as simple as just throwing your hands up and saying everyone has beat block, even the greats, so I don't need to push through it. My philosophy about it has always been stop bitching, put your ass in the chair, and make some fucking beats, bro. And I really like the simplicity of that. However, I think Gunn puts forth a similar sentiment, but with a bit more eloquence. And I love that he put the whole "the best performers have creative blocks" myth to rest. It feels so good to see such a monolithic creator address the issue in this manner. Apparently, Gunn read through the replies of this post, saw the Terry Pratchett quote and the reply, and then had this to say. Well, it's really a philosophical thing. Nabokov, Toni Morrison, Gail Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Stephen King, Philip Roth, and many more truly great writers have rejected the concept of writer's block. For one reason or another, I am of that group. Most of them focus on the physical aspect of sitting down and writing instead of prioritizing our mental state. Although there are some great professional writers who have to be in the right space to write, they are in the minority. And those who need to be in that space are definitely less prolific. Beautiful. It's not about the mental state, it's about the physical act of sitting down to create. And while there are some great creatives that must be in that special space to create, they are definitely in the minority and are always less prolific than those of the Gunn Pratchett ideologies. So bro, just create. If you want some tools that will make it easier for you when you do sit down to make beats, check out my free 7-kit bundle and Centerfold drum kit, both of which are linked at the top of the description. And if you want to learn about a producer that applies this type of philosophy on a daily basis, check out this video here.